Welcome to The Source. My name's Adam.
And I'm Zoe.
And today we are...
talking about sawx.
Out of all the men to cheat, you picked John Kramer?
We are very, very excited
We
for
are
this
very
new,
excited.
this new installment. We just
I
did a big
personally
marathon.
cannot stop thinking about it.
Cannot stop thinking about it. This is your new obsession.
This is my new obsession. It's good to get my mind off Stranger Things for a bit.
That's right.
It's not going to come out for a little while. So sawx, Saw, the franchise, we have done a rewatch. I am on my second rewatch personally. Loving it.
We just finished the marathon. We made it through all the films, the good and the bad. We loved it. We loved every minute of even the terrible ones. Let's say towards the end things drop off a little bit.
No, me no want no partner.
Look, we have high hopes for Saw 10. That's why we thought we'd do a nice little discussion video. Think about sort of where it's going. Now, the things we do know about Saw 10, which is more the concrete stuff rather than our speculation going forward, we will sort of tick off. So, in terms of Saw 10, obviously, we've all seen the trailer, and Kramer is back.
Amanda is back. It seems to center around John finding a sort of, I guess, a miracle treatment for his cancer.
Well, so he's told.
So he's told anyway, and he obviously travels to meet these doctors who are going to perform this miracle treatment. We see that he has the miracle treatment performed, or so he gathers, and eventually he's told that they never did anything.
Yeah,
that
so
his cancer is still there.
He gets a great reference to a very possible cancer treatment which might solve all his problems. And of course, after going through the whole treatment, paying a lot of money for it,
it's a scam.
It's a scam. And he decides to enact his revenge on the people who have scammed him.
And what an amazing plot line.
Great plot line. I think
because
that one of the better
who
ones.
cares about a single motherfucker in these traps? I want to see them die in the most brutal, horrible ways because they all deserve it.
Yes, look, it's easy because we know that the people who are in these traps are not good people.
They're not good people,
So,
and you know they've done this to John. Can you imagine the amount of people that they have done this towards? So a lot of you are going to be like, yeah, but John's still John. It doesn't matter. They are still con artists and they still deserve it.
Yes, and of course we are excited to see John back in the helm after seeing many movies.
80 years old, Mr. Tobin Bell.
He's looking good for 80.
He looks really good. He's still menacing. He's still very John Kramer.
He looks the part.
He looks the part.
You can't
and
complain.
I can't wait to see him back.
Yes, we're
I think
excited.
It's definitely a great move for Saw, considering they had Jigsaw and Spiral really take away from the Saw story. Even though Jigsaw was supposed to be a part or canon to the whole franchise, having Kramer in it very briefly towards the end, it just doesn't seem like it's going to work as well as sawx is going to do.
No, I think, look, you've got to give them props. So at the end of the day, they tried to do something different. They knew they couldn't use Jigsaw forever, or he's not going to be around forever. And obviously the character did die in number 3. Basically, with this film, we get a revisit back to the old days of Saw. With Jigsaw and Spiral, I think it's pretty common that everyone feels like maybe the movies dropped off a lot, especially with Spiral, let's say. They were very different movies, and I mean, it was even hard to almost say that they were in the same, saga. Because
Jigsaw, I feel like they really tried to make it. Obviously, it is in the same saga, but Jigsaw's really difficult because the way that it is shot does not make it feel like a Saw movie at all. Spiral, again, supposed to be in the same universe. They definitely tried to do a different approach. It didn't work. Some of you may have thought it worked. I didn't. Adam didn't. But I think that they definitely have figured out that the best option for them is to stick to the original story, to bring back John and Amanda. I think that they definitely believe that Saw worked better when they were still alive. So yeah, they're going back.
Yeah, it's obviously something that we felt like was necessary after seeing Jigsaw and Spiral. And as much as we are excited for Saw 10, we do know that it is written by the same guys who, of course, penned a few of these Saw movies that we didn't like.
Yeah.
And being that they did write the last couple of Saw movies that didn't go over well, that is a little bit concerning.
I think it is a bit concerning for sure.
No, it's not creepy at all.
Look, it's tough because being that we've got the director of some of the last couple of Saw movies that weren't amazing, and the writers of the last couple of Saw movies as well, which also sort of they started to fall apart. It's a bit concerning. But that being said, the trailer and what we know of the story,
it kills it.
It's all looking great. What with the story that we've seen so far and the ideas behind it, we're looking like we're pretty happy so far. So
Pretty
we're
happy
hoping
so
that,
far, yeah.
that there's not something here that's going to fall apart.
The traps look brutal.
Yes. So we do know a number of the traps.
Nothing that's been set in stone apart from obviously the brain, the brain trap that you do get to see forefront in
We
the
have the
trailer.
brain trap. We have the eye trap.
We do have a lot of other traps in it, like the eye trap, the razor wire trap that we are starting to piece together what could potentially be going on in these traps. All we can really say about them is they look brutal. It really does look like they are going in for absolute destruction, and I'm excited.
Yeah, look, they obviously have to. This is Saw X here, the Saw 10. They need to obviously amp up the traps like always. So that's a big deal too. But that's pretty much like the majority of what we know. We know that we've got a few of the writers back, the same directors that have been around for a while, or director. And we have obviously Tobin Bell back as John Kramer. We have Amanda back
Young,
as a side character. And we do know the major plot lines. So in terms of everything else, there are a few questions that leaves us with.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
I guess realistically, being the storyline, being that he was scammed and being that obviously he's getting revenge, our first question is maybe how much these traps are rigged.
Yeah.
I think
that
is a big question.
We know John Kramer doesn't believe in murder.
No,
He's
doesn't murder people.
He will not murder people. Well, will not murder people. Definitely tries to make his traps in what he believes gives the victim a choice, and gives them a chance to survive.
Those who don't appreciate life do not deserve life.
The thing is as we all see from the trailer, John isn't hiding his face. He's at the forefront of it. He's watching the games. They can see he's watching the games. Does this mean that some of the traps are rigged? Because at this point, no one knows who John Kramer is aside from Amanda.
100%. This is the first film where he's not hiding his face or his identity at all.
If these traps were escapable, he's risking his identity being compromised, and as we know that no one knows who John Kramer is until the second one.
Exactly. So if he hasn't rigged these traps and these people survive somehow, it's his ass on the line here.
Exactly.
So how is this possible that he's actually given traps that maybe they could walk away from this?
I don't believe that he would have rigged the traps personally. I definitely think this is going to come down to Amanda rigging the traps. Obviously, John talks about mistakes that she has made in Saw 4, and maybe they'll try and shoehorn in that she had rigged all these traps as well. If that is the case, I don't know if I can see John keeping her alive or keeping her around that long as an apprentice, because that seems completely out of his morals. It'll be interesting to see how they resolve this.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very good question. It also begs the question about, is there the classic cop side story in this? Saw loves to do a nice little side story while people are trapped and while people are running through these.
I think there will be, but I don't think it's going to be at the forefront of the film. The problem with Spiral was it was too much of an investigation. Same thing with Jigsaw to an extent.
Yeah, but how much of an investigation will there be?
I think that like every Saw film has had some sort of investigation. So I definitely think that there'll be some sort of investigation in it. The only way I can see the investigation being bigger is if Hoffman's a part of it. If they do decide to bring Hoffman back and have him, because obviously he is still a detective at this point, if they do have him a forefront in the investigation, then maybe, but I can't see them wasting too much time with an investigation, especially now that they brought back John and they brought back Shawnee. I really do feel like they're going to want them on screen for the most part of the film.
Is it an opportunity to bring back like Eric Matthews maybe, or anybody else from the police force?
Potentially, like I can see them definitely bringing back.
It'd be a lot of fun.
It would be a lot of fun. Like if they are going to have a detective storyline, I really just hope that they bring back Rig and Carey and Detective Matthews. Like I think that could work really well. Having Hoffman be a big part of the investigation as well. I do just want to see Hoffman, but to be fair, I don't see them doing a cop story without bringing back a character, especially if they're going to want to make it a big part of the film.
I mean, look, we've already touched on it. Hoffman is not in the trailer.
No, his voice is in the trailer.
There's very big speculation about Is he in the film? What is his role in the film if he is? How much is he going to be in it if he is? These are really good questions. Now, we speculate he is in the film.
Yes.
The odds are he's around.
It's interesting that they are keeping it quiet. And I definitely think that he is in the film. My thought process, because it is quiet, is... or because it's quiet, hypothetically, if they are to bring him back and that they are keeping it on the down low, that we will get a reveal at the end of the film. The film will flash forward in time and we'll see how Hoffman manages to get out of the bathroom scene at the end of 3D. If that is the case, they have then set up a direct sequel to Saw 3D, which I definitely think could work.
Yeah, I'd love to see some really great scenes that touch on other films and like set up other films.
Which, you know, Saw isn't shy about doing.
Yeah.
They've done that many times before. So if we can have like maybe even in an end credit scene, which I know is a bit out of touch with Saw, but if they can just have some portion of it be like, oh, guess what? Hoffman got out of that bathroom. He's very smart and he managed to get out. I feel like that would make the Saw franchise work, because how else are they going to keep bringing John Kramer back?
Well, they can't forever.
They can't forever. They're going to need to set up someone else. They have Hoffman. I don't see them adding another apprentice in, because as we've seen before, it just doesn't work. The response to that is poor.
Well, they also have limited time with Hoffman as well.
They do.
Yeah.
But they have more time with Hoffman than they do with John.
Yes, of course. Yeah.
Yes.
They need
And
to make their time of it.
I don't think that they need to do too many more films, but Saw 3D left so many questions unanswered. You obviously have the three people that attack Hoffman at the end with the pig masks. Hoffman gets locked in a bathroom. We don't know what happened to him. We don't know why Dr. Gordon is working for Jigsaw. We don't know what happened to Dr. Gordon's family. We don't know anything about that. And I don't know if many of you people know, but it's Saw 3D and Saw the final chapter was supposed to be a two-parter. So potentially maybe those questions would have been answered. Unfortunately, that was never the case. But I feel like they could do maybe one or two more films to close off and to really have all of our questions answered before they end this franchise.
Oh, look, I think that they'll definitely make other Saw sequels. It just depends on really sort of what they try to set up in this and if they touch on anything at all.
Yep.
I think that what's really exciting is you can't really have a Saw movie without a big twist at the end. So in a film that seems like a pretty cut and dry storyline, you know, we know why he's doing what he's doing and he's pretty upfront about it. Where's the twist coming in this? How can
it's going to be interesting. I sort of was hoping maybe there would be a twist of like us seeing maybe Carrie as or Dr. Gordon as an apprentice at the end, like having that reveal and having him, because obviously the traps in this film are rather like medical, I guess.
Yep.
So having him as the doctor, maybe like giving Jigsaw notes about what to do and how people could survive these traps and blah 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 blah. But as we know, Carrie is not returning.
Yes, but also I feel like the twist has got to be bigger than that. There's got to be something.
Yeah, no, I'm not necessarily saying that's the main twist, but I
Yeah.
feel like at the end they could somehow manage to fit Carrie's character in. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case.
Yeah.
I don't know. The only thing that I can come up with is the return of Hoffman and the fact that Hoffman never died. That's the only twist I can really think of, because you got to think the twist isn't really going to be with any of the detective characters because they're all dead. It'll be interesting to see what they do. I do, however, think that the twist is going to be massive, and I think that it's going to be one that will be extremely hard to guess. I think we'll all be sitting there and we'll have absolutely no idea that it's coming. And look, to be fair, Saw is pretty good at that. Aside from Spiral, Sorta is pretty good at having twists that you would not guess. But I just have a feeling this one is going to be so insane. I personally can't come up with anything, though, other than Hoffman still being alive.
The twist will be that John Kramer is actually a twin. And when we saw him die in Saw 3, there's another twin out there.
Oh, don't.
And finally Saw is going to come out with another sequel.
No,
his
that would
twin's gonna
kill
come back.
it. No.
Oh, look, it's not as bad as the twist of Dr.
Dr. Gordon.
Dr. Gordon. revealing himself.
A
to
lot
be.
of people disagree with you. A lot of people.
Do they like that?
I personally am not a massive fan of it. I feel like I could have been more of a fan of it if they had have answered more questions, like where his wife and kid is, like all that. Yeah, I feel like the problem is it's too rushed, and you can definitely tell after like thinking about all of Saw 3D that it was definitely supposed to be a two-parter. I think a lot of people really enjoy that twist though, because no one sees it coming.
I just felt like it sort of diminishes Saw 1 a lot. You know? For someone who was put through everything in that film, and obviously Saw 1's a great movie and all that stuff, to take the character and say like, well, now he's in on it. It's kind of like, well, do I feel bad for that guy?
They could make it work if they were like, well, maybe he blackmailed him just like he blackmailed Hoffman. Like they could have, but they decided to just end it. There's too many unanswered questions. I really do think that at some point, if it's after Saw X or if it's in a couple of films, they really need to do a direct sequel to Saw 3D, because there is too many unanswered questions and the film just does not work to end the franchise.
No.
So hopefully they manage to set up something along those lines in Saw X. I can't think of how it will end though.
I think the next film will be a proper sequel.
Yeah.
I don't think there's going to be any more prequels done or
they can't. They can't keep putting in events that we never knew about the whole time, but they're managing.
Well, they
to
can.
Put it
They
in.
keep doing it.
They are running out of opportunities to do that.
Yeah.
So I definitely think that the next answer is a direct sequel, and I'm sorry, but Jigsaw is not a direct sequel. It is set 10 years after the events.
Anything that says
as
also.
much as they want to say it's a direct sequel, it's not. You don't get any answers at all. So I want some of these questions answered. I'm sure you guys want some of these questions answered, and I'm definitely hoping that that's the next film.
Look, it has to be, you know. I think it has to be. They could keep throwing in more prequels and stuff, but it's just a bit too much.
Yeah.
And we do want, obviously, John Kramer to be back, and that's why we're excited about this film. But hopefully the next movie is a Hoffman film.
I agree.
You know?
I agree.
Hopefully that's what it is.
And even if you want to kill him off at the end, that's fine. But kill him. Don't put him in a bathroom, lock him in a way, and then
Hoffman
be like, who knows?
He's not dead.
No,
Hoffman's not
he's
dead.
not dead. He's not dead.
That's our biggest speculation of this franchise going forward. And it would be pretty cool if they somehow show Hoffman and have some little glimpse of the future of him being alive.
That's what I
Teasing
mean.
a
Like if they
sequel.
have like, maybe he just has like a cap on to like, and then he like looks at the camera or like looks up and we see it's Hoffman and then it goes black.
Yes.
Like if they just reveal that he's still alive.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's got to happen. It's got to happen. Either way, we are very excited for Saw 10. It's not far
Very
away.
excited. It was pulled forward for us, so we get it
Yes.
September 27th.
So it's coming very soon.
Very, very soon. We are hyped.
We are very excited. We're going to continue watching the old films over and over again until it comes out.
Absolutely.
Either way, we would love to hear your thoughts and your speculation
let
of
us
Saw
know
10. What do you
think.
think is going to happen?
What do you think is going to be the most brutal trap as well? I have my money on the razor wire scene where she has to cut off.
It'll be interesting to see how that one plays out.
I feel like the brain surgery trap is just unwinnable. I'm sorry. I'm
Of
sure that
course.
there's a way that John will justify the fact that he can get out of it. But I'm sorry, no one's getting out of that, doctor or not.
Yes, no, of course.
So I think that definitely the hardest to watch trap is going to be the razor wire.
I just like it when you do this.
Yeah, well, that's what she's doing, you know.
The razor wire fight. Yes, for sure. Look, absolutely. Let us know what you think in terms of speculation, in terms of what you think is going to happen. I think that the big one is like, where is this film going? Where's that twist going to happen? Like, obviously, the basic plot's great, but it couldn't be Saw without a big ending.
Big
that's going to
ending.
throw us at all, and that's what we're excited to see.
The
so
Hello Zepp song. Let's put it on. Put it on right now.
that's it. Thanks, guys, for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
See you guys.
Game over.